It's a beautiful day, football fans. Welcome back to the Masks Off NFL podcast. It's me, you know who it is, the fuck Prince of Narnia, aka El Chapo,
uh, uh, uh.
aka the kid Theo, with your as usual Squiggles, the
Yeah,
Squiggle
yeah,
Master.
yeah. So, what's up, everybody? I don't know what the fuck he's doing. We're out here doing it. We're gonna be changing our shit up a little bit. We're switching up. We're not gonna do an hour 15, hour 30 minute long episodes. We're gonna try and work in 10, 15, 20 minute episodes about other various topics, opinion pieces. It might not be me in it. It might not be Theo in it. But like it could be an opinion piece. It could be something. We're just kind of wanting to push more material out, and instead of doing it once a week. So that's the goal. So watch for that. Holidays made us inconsistent, so sorry for the 2 weeks, but you guys can fucking deal with it. No. But yeah, so today we are going to be talking about the wild card, the playoffs, and the playoff picture on the AFC and NFC side. First, we're going to talk about the NFC. And as of right now, we have Saints with the bye. Only team to clinch the playoffs so far in the NFC is the Saints. They have the first round bye, the only number one seed. Then we have the Green Bay, LA, New York, and the 2, 3, and 4, with wild card being Seattle, Tampa Bay, Minnesota. Outside looking in, Arizona, Chicago, Detroit. Everybody, essentially everybody in the NFC is in the hunt. But two teams, Cowboys, Eagles, they're in the hunt because there's such a small win. I mean, number one has 5 wins. They have 3 wins. So we all know that. So every team's in play right now. I would probably say, I like it. I hope it stays like this. I was really hoping that the Niners were gonna win last week because I wanted it to be spicy in that NFC East or in the NFC West. So right now it's looking pretty good. What do you think, Theo? What are you liking about this so far? Like I think the big thing here is the first round bye, and the fact that Drew Brees is so banged up, like he and their team's winning with him gone. Like this first round bye could be huge for him.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm liking here, and Saints is definitely on my list there to talk about. But the main thing that I'm really liking is to see the Cowboys still in the hunt. Because, I mean, even though I don't think they're going to do very well in the playoffs if they got there by some miracle, uh, it would still be nice to get the division title and beat all the other teams in the NFC
Mhm.
East. And the crazy thing is, it's still very possible. Like the
Yeah.
Cowboys are still in the hunt for playoffs, but to win the division, that would be huge. A guaranteed spot in the playoffs, obviously. But uh, as you said, the Cowboys and the Eagles are the 15th and 16th seed in the NFC. And in this coming week, week 14, the Eagles are going to play the number one seed Saints, who are the top in the NFC right now.
Mhm.
And the Cowboys are going to play the 2-9-1 Burrowless Bengals.
And then isn't the football team and the Giants are also have pretty tough games this week, if I remember right.
The football team is playing the 49ers.
I would call, even though their record doesn't show it, I would say the Niners are still a tough team.
Well, they have the same record as the football team right now, and I would definitely say that the football team is a tough team. So,
Right.
record aside for sure there. And then the Giants are playing the Cardinals.
I'm iffy on the Cardinals. I honestly I kind of, I mean, I think the Cardinals, they're streaky. That's all. That's what they are. They're a streaky team. They started off hot. They went cold. They got hot for like 2 games, and then they got cold again. So it's really hard for the Giants. Could if the Giants win, I think it's easy enough to, not easy enough to say, but I might have to say that the Cardinals are out of the playoffs. Like there's too many teams that are coming in hot right now, and that are staying hot.
That's true. I don't know if it would be an automatic elimination, but I do know that going against the Giants is not going to be easy. I think that game is going to come down to how much cute shit Arizona can do. If the Giants come out and smack them in the mouth, then that's going to be a problem for Arizona.
I think it all depends on Kyler's shoulder too. His shoulders is really banged up right now too, which is scary, but who knows? I think the big thing too is that LA and like what happened to Seattle? I don't know if they felt like, obviously we know their defense isn't that good, but man, like they kind of they hit a wall or something.
Yeah, I totally agree. I'm not really sure. I'm pulling up their schedule right now. Like it's crazy how we thought like this guy was dead the MVP. We said it like week 2 and we carried it on like truly until like last week. We were like, now it might be kind of crazy, right? At Thanksgiving we were talking about it.
Right.
Honestly, I'm seeing that once the Bills won, then it got kind of streaky for them. Once they lost to the Bills,
Yeah. Maybe not streaky, but the points aren't there. It seems like
me too.
like it seems like they're not scoring as much as they have been. I mean, they were averaging over 30 points a game, and then once the Bills game came, they haven't scored over 30 points in the past 3 weeks. They've only, the highest was 28, but again, against the Cardinals. But still, at the end of the day, like
Yeah, they had a shootout last time.
right. I guess that's a good thing though. But I mean, it's a good thing that they're not scoring as much points, but they have won the past 2 games because that means that their defense is playing better.
Yes, and that's for sure. The defense is looking way better. I think
But
Carlos Dunlap is huge.
right, but still, like I just feel I think as the defense got better, Russell Wilson. I'm not saying he got worse, but like he just wasn't putting up the MVP numbers like we said at the beginning of the season. He's like something I don't know. Weird. Because like right now, I would say it's Mahomes, Rodgers, fucking maybe Allen at this point, and then fucking Wilson. But it's I don't know. It's a shocker because I think everybody had Chiefs Seahawks.
I don't know. I think it still could be Chiefs Seahawks. Honestly, get Russ into the playoffs. Like we said, because the reason we picked Chiefs Seahawks is because it's going to be experience over everything this year, and those two have the most solid foundations. I would say still probably to this point. Like,
Right.
I would never. I don't care who they're playing against. They could get the Saints in the playoffs. I don't care. I'm never picking against Russell Wilson and Pete Carroll.
Right.
That combination. I mean, once they say it's like okay 0-0, start the year over. We might not have to play the Cardinals, which would be nice. So
Right.
so I think all bets are off once it gets to the playoffs.
Yeah.
I still feel comfortable saying Seahawks.
It's 0-0. It's 0-0 when you like playoffs. Like your record, it just doesn't mean shit. It puts you in a spot, and then after that, once you know where you're playing at and who you're playing, like record really doesn't mean anything because every team is good.
That's true. I'm looking at the seeds above the Seahawks right now, and the Giants are technically above the Seahawks because they would be division winners, and they're first in the East right now.
They would be playing the Giants,
Yes, they would be playing the Giants.
which
You're
is a
right.
rematch of last week, or not last week. Didn't they? Oh no, they didn't play the Giants. I thought that they played the Giants. Oh yeah, they did. Yeah, they lost. They lost to the Giants. Yeah, that was last week. Yeah.
17-12.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, dude. That Giants defense, I would not be brokenhearted if the Giants or the football team went to the playoffs. Those defenses are damn good.
Right.
Where the Cowboys defense hasn't done a fucking thing
Well,
any single week.
I want to say this. Real quick. So if we look at the top of this bracket again, so this I believe I'm right on this in the fact that if the Saints win one more game because there's 4 games left in the schedule, the Saints have to win one game to clinch the NFC South because they would be 11-2. They can lose out essentially. They could essentially lose out, and if Tampa Bay wins out, they would still have the tiebreaker over Tampa because they beat them twice. So Saints have to win one more game, and they're in the playoffs. They won the South. Green Bay, I would almost venture if they won this week, they're in too. They actually would win because they're 4 games back. Chicago's 4 games back. So Green Bay got to win 1 game and they won the fucking North. LA, that's going to be a toss up. That's going to be a fight. That's going to be, and that's the worst thing about this with this AFC or NFC West is that there's no week 17 bye with how tight this is. Like you gotta play everybody and not knowing if you're going to get a bye week, you probably won't in the NFC West, which is unfortunate, but it's going to be no longer a week 17 fight. I mean, no longer like rest your starters week 17, like they got to go. Right. And then the Giants in the football team, the F words, they have to, like, one of them has to win out, I think. I mean, obviously if one of them wins out, they win, but at this point, like, I feel like one of them's going to win out or go 3-1 and one of them's going to go 2-2 and then obviously they're going to, obviously that's the end of it. So that's going to be a tough one, but dude, I don't know.
I wish they played each other again.
Right.
They played each other twice already.
I just don't see, to be completely honest, looking at this, it's Seattle, Tampa, Minnesota, Arizona. Those are all of the 6 or more win teams. I think it's going to be, these 4 teams are going to be fighting for these 4, maybe LA, depending on if LA drops down to and Seahawks go up to it. These are going to be the teams. Like, I don't think, like, the next one's the Bears, and I don't think they have even a remote chance of making it to the playoffs. So I think it's a lock for these 8 teams are fighting for those 7 spots. And I think maybe the spots change a little bit, where they stand, but I think theoretically, even though they're not out, the other teams, the other 8 teams are done. That's what I think on this, though.
So let me ask you a question.
Okay.
The Bears are the 9th seed in the NFC.
Okay.
The Lions are the 10th seed in the NFC. They have the same record. Who do you think has a better chance to go to the playoffs?
It's hard to say. Lions came off the Lions have a win over them. What's their conference record? They're both 1-3 in the division. Oh my god, what is it going to go to 0.4 or what the fuck does it go to after the division? Conference wins? Yeah. It's tough. I kind of think Detroit. I think Patricia was, I hate to say it because we have so many Bears lovers, but I think Patricia was holding the Lions back, and I forgot the new guy's name. What's his name?
I don't know.
For the interim head coach for the Lions. I mean, he got the dub over Chicago, comeback win. I just don't trust their offense in Chicago. I just don't.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
I think it would be interesting. I mean, I don't know. I think it would be clutch of the Vikings to make it. I don't know about a third NFC North team making it, but
I don't either. Yeah. If the Vikings win it, they make it, that's just going to be insane. Starting 1-5, coming back to go to the playoffs. Obviously, a 7th seed helps. So, yeah. So that's basically it for the NFC. We got Saints, Packers, Rams, New York, Giants, all leading their divisions with Seattle, Tampa, Minnesota, in the wild cards. Few teams in the hunt. So it's going to be interesting. Let's hop on over to the AFC because I feel like this is a little bit more enticing. This seems like it's more of a this division or conference seems like it's more these lower teams that are in the hunt can still make it rather than in the NFC. I don't know what you're making that face for.
I'm thinking way to steal my take, D Rich.
Is that what you were gonna say?
I mean, yeah. But I mean, you did a good job. I'm like, whatever, dude. You got it.
I didn't even know you were gonna say that.
Whatever. I mean, it's cool. I was like, I started off by saying the AFC was way more interesting, like before we started filming.
Well, explain why. Explain why. I want to hear it. I haven't heard any of your takes yet on this.
Well, basically, it's kind of like you said, where I'm looking down deep into the AFC, and I'm seeing like teams like 4 and down. So not even the top 3 teams in the conference. I'm seeing the Titans, who are nasty and leading the AFC South right now. the Browns, who we talk about all the fucking time, the Dolphins, who we talk about all the fucking time, the Colts, who have a veteran quarterback, and I still think maybe the top defense in the league.
Best O line too, probably.
I couldn't argue that. So, like this conference just seems so much more interesting to me than the NFC. Like the Giants, obviously the NFC East sucks. We don't have to talk about that. Anybody who goes in there is getting eliminated in the second round. Fuck them. There's the Packers, who are good because of Aaron Rodgers. For the most part, there's the defense.
No, I mean, yeah.
But well, all I'm saying is that the NFC East, the NFC side, has way more holes, I think, than the teams on the AFC side. Pretty much, essentially top to bottom.
Right.
You could go right off with Chiefs Saints. The Saints don't know what the fuck is going on with quarterback. The Chiefs have football Jesus. Like, if that's the matchup, the Chiefs are going to slaughter them. I hope it's not the Saints in the championship.
Well, I was talking to Kyle, and I was like, to be quite honest, the Chiefs have proven time and time again that a really good defense doesn't really stop them. So at that point, I would rather want another high-powered offense to play them.
And then the best case scenario with the Saints is that Drew Brees gets into a shootout with Patrick Mahomes. I can pretty much promise you how that's going to go every single time.
Yeah.
Michael Thomas is not going to slant the Chiefs to death. It's not going to happen.
No. So
I'd rather see Bucks Chiefs in the Super Bowl, to be honest.
I don't know if I'd rather see Packers. I want to see Packers Chiefs.
Packers Chiefs would be cool. Even honestly, Vikings Chiefs. I don't know if the Vikings defense
Giants
is good
Chiefs,
like that, but
bro. Football
honestly,
team Chiefs.
Football team Chiefs would be good, and Giants Chiefs would be kind of good. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I think about like Giants doing the upsets in the Super Bowl. I think that Giants Chiefs, that would be pretty freaking crazy. Jeez. That could be how Mahomes proves he's better than Brady, is beating the Giants in the Super Bowl.
Bro. But yeah, so so right now this is what we have. We have the Chiefs are the only team in the AFC that's clinched the playoffs. And the only reason Pittsburgh hasn't is because Cleveland's doing so good. But you could theoretically say that they're both in that Pittsburgh's in the playoffs.
Steelers will be in the playoffs, yeah.
So it's Pittsburgh 1 with the bye, Kansas City 2, Buffalo 3, Tennessee 4. Wild card: Cleveland 5, Miami 6, 7 Colts. Then you have and then we have Raiders and Ravens are both one game behind every two of the wild card spots. They have two. Dolphins and Colts have 8 wins. Ravens have 7. So that already there makes it super close compared to the NFC, where there's 2 wins basically. Or well, you're 1 win, but it's whatever. And then New England,
the Raiders and Ravens, like, you would not, as I'm looking at the Bills and the Titans, like, you would not want to, or no, I guess it would be the Chiefs and the Steelers. Like, you would not want to fuck around against the Raiders or the Ravens and fall asleep and play them, soft, because they're going to be coming hard. They're pretty good teams too.
Yeah,
they've got some more, some bumps in those first two, the top two, but.
Yeah,
I would not. If I were the Chiefs, I would not want to play the Raiders in the playoffs.
I don't know if I would want to play the Raiders, but at the same time, like I'm okay with it. I feel like our team is ready for whatever at this point. I mean,
I'd still rather play the Raiders than I'd still rather play the Ravens than the Raiders.
I would probably say so too. And the reason I say that is obviously like they play this tough the 2 times. But like, to be honest, like, our defense has kind of changed a lot. We're 6th in points for, or points against, like, points given up a game in the league. Like, we still give up a decent amount of rushing yards, like 130 rushing yards a game, like 230 passing yards. Regardless, like, we give up a lot, but like we don't let people score, bend don't break. But our defense has played really well for the most part. How I can tell how the game's going to be is that in the first drive, if there's a penalty on us, regardless of what side of the ball we're on, it's been fucking stressful the rest of the game. That's what I've noticed this whole fucking season. Like, if we get a fucking defensive pass interference in the first drive, I'm like, okay. fucking strap it in. Let's fucking just get our seatbelts on and fucking just get on for the ride because it's gonna be a crazy game. That's what happened with the fucking Vegas games, with the fucking Panthers games. Holy shit.
Yeah.
So anyways, that's what I see. So what I'm looking at right now is Pittsburgh, Kansas City, not even Pittsburgh, Kansas City. I would say once again we're in the same boat as the Saints. I'm not even gonna say that. We've already clinched up. We basically win one game and we win the division. Essentially same thing with the Saints. We win one game, win the division. Pittsburgh, they have the Cleveland. They have to keep the pedal on. They can't let this game. They can't let the football team get to them because I don't think Cleveland's gonna stop. As of right now, it just doesn't look like they're gonna stop. So that's a tough one that could flop at the end of the season. Buffalo. Let's go Dolphins. Let's hope fucking. That's what I'm like. I don't know what the end of the season looks like for them. The Dolphins and Buffalo, like, do they end the season together? That'd be kind of cool.
I don't know. All I know is that I'm big on the Dolphins this week.
Fuck
I'm
off.
ride or die Dolphins this
Oh
week.
my God, Week 17, Dolphins Bills. That could be it.
No fucking way.
Yep, Week 17, Dolphins Bills.
Uh,
So
January. Wait, is that? Sorry, go ahead.
that's Monday night. That's Monday night. No,
that's
it's Sunday night. So that's gonna be that game. I think that's gonna be the game to decide that division. It's hard to tell what's gonna happen. I think based off of the Bills play. The Bills play the Steelers, Broncos, Patriots, Dolphins. So and then the Dolphins play the Chiefs, Patriots, Raiders, Bills. I would say that's a pretty even match on strength of schedule between those two in their last 4 games.
Yeah, and the Dolphins somehow got 8 wins at this point. They're 1 game behind the Bills. That division's very interesting right now.
Yeah. And then you have the AFC South with fucking Tennessee and fucking Indianapolis. They're neck and neck. And then you have Houston's. Yeah, never mind. Houston's pretty much out of it at this point. Yeah, I'd say Houston's gone too. I would say it's at New England, and that's where you can draw the line on who's in or out. So Denver and Houston are probably out. So that's gonna be interesting. Who do the Colts play? Do the Colts? I think the Colts and Texans have already played all of their games by the Week 17. Yeah, it's Jags. Colts and Jags play at the end of the season. Titans, Texans. I like the Colts' chances going down the stretch. Raiders, Texans. Steelers, Jags. Okay, maybe not so much. Hold on, let me check out the Titans. The Titans play Jags, Lions, Packers, Titans. Once again, very similar games. Like Packers are big dogs, Steelers are big dogs. Lions is definitely one of those teams like the Raiders you can't under perform for or game plan for. Like you got to be ready to play them.
Mm-hmm.
So I think those are the two to watch out for is the AFC South and the AFC East. Because those two could easily be flops. Flip-flopped. Same. Even pretty much the fucking. You could even theoretically say it about the AFC North with the Steelers. I would say it's more likely that the Steelers win that division and that the Browns don't catch up, but
that would be some feat for the Browns to catch up.
Yeah,
that'd be huge. Imagine Pittsburgh started the season with a better record than they ever had before, and they ended up blowing the division title to the Browns.
Well,
that would be the greatest season in Browns history.
Hey, at least the Browns finally catch a break and it goes their way, if it does happen.
Yeah, really. Honestly.
So
you know what? And this is a good time for me to say this. It's funny that we brought this up because I want to take this time and make an announcement. I'm really wearing the wrong jersey for this. Now that I think about it, I should have worn Joe Thomas, but I wasn't really thinking about that.
All right.
But I do want to jump on with the Browns at this point. I'm liking what the Browns have going on. I feel comfortable that it's not like a top team in either conference.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not like jumping on with the Chiefs or the Saints, but I'm feeling good about the Browns. I think that there's not a single team in the playoffs right now that wants to mess with the Browns. And I really think the only other team that you could say that about is the Chiefs, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, I mean, theoretically, you could say it about Pittsburgh based off of the Browns really feed off the run game, and the Steelers' defense is probably one. It's either one or two in the league. So,
That's true.
but ask Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt if they've been stopped this season on the field, and they're gonna say fuck, they haven't. So, it's gonna be a tough one. It's gonna be a tough one. I like the Browns too. I was off Baker Mayfield for so long. He kept pissing me off. He's figuring it out. I don't know what he did. He drank a protein shake. I don't know.
You got these no-name guys involved. Like when I look at Browns highlights these days, I think maybe it was Odell. Honestly, like
It could have been, man.
He was like, oh, Donovan Peoples-Jones for sure, Antonio Callaway for sure.
I mean, it could be Odell. It could be the weather too. That was a big factor. That's what everybody's talking about. The weather was could have been, but I think the weather doesn't excuse the fact of the past 2 seasons either. Just saying. Over those 3 games,
that could be Odell too. Maybe Odell's on the move.
Well, there was a stat saying that Baker played better when Odell was out. So it took a while to see it because there was bad weather games.
I mean, I'm not gonna say toxic, but like
toxic.
There's a toxic presence in the locker room, bro.
Well, anyways, so that seems like a wrap for me. Like right now, we got Pittsburgh 1, Kansas City 2, Buffalo 3, Tennessee 4, wild card Cleveland 5, Miami 6, Colts 7, and we got a lot of good sneaky matchups coming in. A lot of potential to flip flop.
Can I touch some things right here?
Yeah.
Just very quickly at the end, you talked about the standings for both conferences. You talked about potential flip-flopping. I just want to highlight upcoming games this week, week 14, that are coming to you between some of these playoff teams that we're talking about. I mentioned before about being on board with the Dolphins, and the reason why I made that comment is because the Dolphins are going to be playing the Chiefs this week. That's going to be a huge game for Derek to watch, I think. He's going to be back and forth, up and down, all over the place. I would love to hear about that. The Colts are playing the Raiders. And the Raiders are only 1 game behind the Colts to be in that back wild card spot. So that's 7 and 8 seed playing right there. Speaking of low seeds, 6 and 7 seed in the NFC, the 7 and 5 Bucks are playing the 6 and 6 Vikings. That's going to be a really interesting game because I don't think either of these teams thought it would be this hard to be good. But they're both really looking to close out. They're both trying to win their divisions, unless I'm mistaken.
Oh no, I mentioned that the Saints basically have to win 1 game.
Right. Okay. So the Bucks are trying to get one of these wild card spots.
Basically, at this point, both of these teams are thinking, thank the Lord for the 7th seed this year.
Yeah, true. They're both fighting for that 6 or 7 seed right there, and then Arizona's not far behind.
So it seems it's gonna be good. I mean, Even Jags Titans, dude. The Jags, even though they haven't been winning, they've been playing really well. So like that could be a little bit of a game.
Honestly, if you want to hear a hot take right here.
What's up? Don't say Jets beat Seahawks. Oh.
What?
I thought you were gonna say the Jets beat the Seahawks.
No, that would be nice. That would be nice though. The Washington football team is 1 game behind the Vikings.
So theoretically, we could have 2 NFC East teams.
Huh. The Vikings are 1 game behind the Vikings too.
The Vikings are 1 game behind the Vikings?
What?
You said the Vikings are 1 game behind the Vikings.
Oh no, I meant the Giants are 1 game behind the Vikings. That's my fault. That was a technical difficulty. Hold on.
I mean, but regardless, like the football team's like they're a half a game behind the Giants. Like it could be like the fact is that these two teams, Giants and football team, are still like they have a lot to play for right now. They have a lot to prove. Maybe that could get them both in the playoffs, like you mentioned.
Yeah, so I think it's really interesting to see how this is all going to end up shaking out.
So, who knows? All right. Well,
yeah.
Well, no, yeah. I was gonna say we'll have to see where it lies at this point. Maybe we'll probably revisit this week 17, or probably after week 17 that episode when the playoffs start. Revisit it and we'll check it out and see how we predicted it. So, anyways, y'all, short episode. Once again, we're gonna start working on this. We're gonna work this. This is just playoffs. We're talking about playoffs. We're gonna be incorporating some more stuff. But until then, y'all, we're gonna get out of here and have fun.
And we're double cup sipping, bitch.
Hey, all right, y'all. Peace.